Okay, first of all, could you introduce yourself?
Right. My name is Neil Macphersom. I'm approaching 94 years of age. I served in the Australian Army and enlisted at 19, and I spent my 20th birthday as a prisoner of war. But during this period I spent time in the Middle East, in Palestine, and I was fortunate enough to get leave in Jerusalem and Gaza, which are holy cities. And we were on our way back to Australia after Japan came into the war, and Singapore fell. So there were 3,000 men on the ship that I was coming on, and we were diverted to Batavia. So the idea was to slow the movement of the Japanese troops down towards New Guinea and Australia. And the Dutch East Indies had no real army, and it wasn't long before they surrendered and we found ourselves as prisoners of war. I spent 6 months in Batavia, which is now Jakarta, and then I became a member of Williams' force. Colonel Williams was our commanding officer, and there were 800 in this force. 300 were from the HMAS Perth, and the rest were mainly second pioneers. And we followed Green Force. We came up on the Burma side, and Harold in Green Force arrived in Burma in early October, and we arrived in late October. And if you can imagine the railway, Green Force was, I think, at the 8-kilometre camp, and we were going through to the 35-kilometre camp, and that's where we started work. I spent 2 years on the railway, and I won't go through what happened there. It was hard work. We started off building embankments, digging through cuttings, and then later on we were chosen along with Anderson's force, led by Colonel Anderson, to do the actual laying of the rails and the sleepers. We did this right through to Concoita, where the forces from Thailand were building the railway and coming through, and both forces joined together in September 1943. Right? Now, after that, we were located just on the border of Thailand and Burma in a rest camp, and we were selected for the Japan party. Went down to Singapore. Yep. From Singapore, we boarded the Maru, which was then the biggest merchant ship in the Japanese merchant navy, and they had shelves, wooden shelves, in the holds for the troops to be carried, and of course they were made for the Japanese servicemen that were a bit smaller than the Australians. And although I was only 5'8", some of those 6-foot Australians found it very hard to get down into these shelves. And they went back about 12 or 15 feet, so some of them were right at the back against the edge of the ship. The rust on the side of the ship was always damp. But we spent 15 days in Singapore Harbour, underneath, down below, before leaving for Japan. We were the last POW transport to successfully reach Japan. None after us were successful. They were either torpedoed or bombed. Yep. And when I reached Japan, I was actually, it was Kyushu that I read. reached, we were sent to a coal mine in Umakai, which if you're looking on a map of Kyushu, it's up on the top left-hand side. We were very, very lucky that the mine that we worked in, the manager was very, very kind, and he wouldn't allow the guards to beat us. He said his job was to produce coal. Now, the coal seam was only 3 foot high, so we were always crouching during the work that we did there. It was easy compared to the railway, because when a train came down with the trucks to be loaded on the conveyors, after it was full, it went up to the top of the line, and we just sat and waited. And so sometimes it was an hour between loading trains.